Hey y'all, I'm Joanne, and we all know that Chapter 5 started out by defining a team as a small group of people with skills that complement each other and are committed toward a common purpose or goal. Many of us have been on multiple teams throughout our lives, from sports to school projects to workplace teams, and those workplace teams are what the chapter really focuses on. It starts out the chapter by talking about high performance teams and going into a little bit about what those are and some things behind them that, really create that high performance. And the first thing they focus on is a common purpose. They have to have a goal that they're working towards. They have to agree on those goals, set some milestones they'd like to see accomplished by certain dates. And then obviously their end goal has to be very specific in what they want to see done out of all this teamwork. And they start out that by working with a common approach. And that usually is like a skill set or a skill plan that they work through, and they set up that in the beginning, and they talk about what they want to see done with their approach. And then they develop those complementary skills throughout it. They talk about wanting a better diverse team. The longer the team is together, they develop those complementary skills and those diverse skills that really work hand in hand with each other and make them a successful team. And then they hold themselves mutually accountable, good or bad. They know that as individuals and as a team, they're all have the same accountability when it comes down to it. Some common characteristics of high performing teams are sharing goals and objectives. So, voicing those and making sure everyone has the same goals and everyone's working toward the exact same objective and end goal. And then they have necessary knowledge and skills to contribute, wanting a wide array of skills. Somebody that's very good in one area, and then another person that can be very specific in their work towards something else that, keeps the train moving as a whole. Each person has a different job. And then everyone puts the team goals above their personal goals. A team doesn't have individual goals. You're not trying to be successful as an individual. You're trying to get your team to that end goal and trying to succeed as a team. So putting that team above your personal goals is very important. Each team member is holding themselves accountable. So you're really, making sure you're doing your own part, not focusing on what everyone else is doing, but making sure your part is getting done, because your part is equally as important as everyone else's, but you can only control your own. Everyone has equal commitment to the team, so dedication is really important when you're working toward a common goal. One person may not be working as hard as you are, but you don't want to pick up their slack. So everyone having an equal amount of commitment to the team is important, because you're going to get towards your end goal faster and more successfully if everyone is working equally as hard. And then team members are receptive of each other's ideas, and they're contributing their own ideas. So it's just as important to give out ideas as it is to receive ideas. If no one is putting any ideas out there, there's nothing to be received, nothing to work with. So during that brainstorming process, it's really important for everyone to participate and contribute useful information. And then team members respect and trust each other. You have to have a lot of team to work on or a lot of trust to work on a team. Like I said earlier, you want to feel confident that your team members are doing their part because you're focusing on your own. So trusting that your team members are doing that is really important, and respecting them and their importance to the team is essential to, avoid conflict and get through the process together. And then when it comes down to evaluations and rewards, your team performance is way more important than individual performance. You don't reward individuals within the team, you reward the team as a whole. Whether you got your job done or not, did the team succeed? That's the important part. There are a couple different kinds of teams that the book really focuses on, and they talk about cross-functional teams, which employees of different function areas come together, but they work with specific objectives. So, somebody from each part of a company can work together with one new common goal. And then virtual teams, where employees work together primarily through technology, and that saves a company time and money. And it enables teams that, otherwise couldn't work together without that technology, say from different parts of the country or different parts of the world, can work with one common goal. And then project teams are team members that work together with one specific project, and they just work on that one project until it's completed. So project teams are very specific in their end goal. And then it talks about some misconceptions about teamwork. So it says some of the common ones throughout research have been that best teams are together, they work together perfectly, they don't debate or have conflict because it wastes time. But it says that teams that experience conflict and find a solution are often more creative problem solvers and can come up with great solutions. Since that conflict arose, they had to think about it and really work through it. And then it says that rotating team members is a common misconception, that it's good for fresh perspectives, new ideas, stuff like that. But research shows that teams that produce better results are teams that have had long-term team members. So they know how to work together, they know who's good at what, and they can work more easily than, say, if you had to start from, square one. And then successful teams depend on just the leader, but it's a collaboration. A team is equal parts of people who are equally responsible for the success of the team. So when it comes down to it, it's important for teams to communicate, use their soft skills, talk about what their goals are, how they're going to approach these goals, and have action plans about what they're going to do, how they're going to be a high performing team, and just in the end, focus on what their team goal is.